Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. BIP Carly Waddell finds answers to serious health struggles. Bachelor in Paradise Carly Waddell is opening up about the health struggles she has been facing over many years. In fact, she's had this issue on and off since high school. While her problem only seemed to occur a few times a year, she revealed that it's been happening even more over the past few years, as often as up to 3 times a day. What is going on with Carly and what did she find out? Keep reading to find out more. Carly Waddell opens up about health struggles. Bachelor in Paradise alum Carly Waddell has been experiencing some concerning health issues that have seemed to get worse over the past few years. She revealed that she has episodes where it seems like her throat will close off. Since her divorce from Evan Bass, Carly has been releasing new music and getting back into performing. Her medical issue has begun to affect her singing ability, so she really wanted to find answers. Until now, it has been undiagnosed. She went to social media to share what had been happening to her. Carly said, "Finally went to the ENT after over 20 years of having episodes where my throat seems to completely close up for a good 30 seconds. Which seems so long when it's happening. Used to happen only a few times a year, but in the past few years it has happened as much as 3 times a day." She went on to explain that it was getting really scary and even scary to those around her who saw it. Carly said, "Scary not only for me but also for anyone around me when this seems to happen, because it looks like they should do the Heimlich maneuver on me while tears stream down my face and I'm gasping to breathe." Carly Waddell reveals that now she has at least some answers. A doctor she saw said that she has undiagnosed asthma. She said, "Finally had a doctor tell me that it seems to be laryngospasms brought on by my undiagnosed asthma, seasonal allergies, or even acid reflux. And they also happen to women more than men, sometimes more often to women with anxiety they tend to keep hidden away." Carly admits it sounds like her and said she has been experiencing anxiety lately. She even said that there are some things causing the anxiety that she has not publicly discussed over the past year. So far, she hasn't revealed what the doctors are going to do to treat her issues. What do you think about what Carly revealed? Stay tuned for more updates. The sun was beginning to set, casting golden hues over the California sky, when Carly Waddell sat at her kitchen table, staring into a mug of untouched tea. It wasn't the peaceful evening she had envisioned, not lately anyway. Most people recognized Carly from her days on Bachelor in Paradise, BIP, the bubbly, energetic woman who found love amidst the chaos of reality TV. But the cameras never lingered on what came after, the quiet moments, the struggles, the unanswered questions. For months now, Carly had been wrestling with something far more personal, more frightening than any rose ceremony elimination. She had been experiencing unexplained health issues, and the symptoms seemed to be multiplying as quickly as the medical tests she was undergoing. Fatigue hit her like a brick wall, leaving her drained even after a full night's sleep. There were dizzy spells, headaches, and strange bouts of numbness that would creep up her limbs without warning. And no matter how many doctor visits she scheduled, no one had been able to give her answers. It all began subtly. A slight tiredness after workouts, the occasional dizzy spell when standing too quickly. But Carly, being the positive, no-nonsense person she was, pushed it aside. Life was busy with her kids, work, and the endless whirlwind of social media commitments. After all, wasn't it normal for a working mom to feel tired all the time? But then things escalated. A sharp, stabbing pain would hit her chest without warning, and sometimes her heart would race, sending her into spirals of panic. "Something's not right," she whispered to herself one sleepless night, her hand pressed to her chest, feeling the erratic beats of her heart. It was more than the stress of her reality TV days catching up to her. This was something deeper, something her body was screaming for her to acknowledge. As the weeks dragged on, Carly tried to hide her fear. The public knew her as a strong, cheerful woman, always ready to laugh and share her life openly. But she wasn't prepared to share this. Not yet, not until she had answers. The tipping point came one morning when she collapsed while playing with her kids in the yard. The world spun violently, and suddenly, her legs gave out from under her. As she lay on the grass, gasping for air, her mind raced with all the things she hadn't yet done. Her children, so small and full of life, needed her, and she was terrified she wouldn't be there for them. That day, Carly decided she couldn't wait any longer. She reached out to a specialist, demanding answers with a fire in her voice that even she hadn't known was there. Tests were run, more blood drawn, and as days turned into weeks, the uncertainty gnawed at her. The world outside continued as normal, but inside, Carly was unraveling. Finally, the call came. "Ms. Waddell, we've found something," the voice on the other end of the phone said. Carly's heart raced, pounding against her ribs as she listened to the doctor explain what had been plaguing her for so long. A mix of relief and fear washed over her, like a wave crashing down on the shore, pulling her in and spitting her back out. Carly had been diagnosed with a complex autoimmune disorder. It was one that had silently wreaked havoc on her system for months, creating the myriad of symptoms she'd been enduring. Her body was fighting itself, confused, attacking healthy tissues as if they were invaders. It was a difficult diagnosis to swallow, but it was, finally, an answer. She felt a strange sense of validation. This wasn't in her head, she wasn't being dramatic. There was a name for the chaos she had been living through, but the diagnosis was just the beginning. Carly now faced a new challenge: how to manage the disorder, how to regain control over her life when her own body was working against her. In the days that followed, Carly took to social media to share her journey, offering a glimpse behind the curtain of what life was like away from the glamorous BIP scenes. She opened up about her struggles, the fear that had kept her silent, and the relief of finally knowing what was wrong. Her vulnerability sparked something in her followers. Messages of support came pouring in, not just from fans, but from others battling similar conditions. Carly realized she wasn't alone, and that she had the power to turn this difficult chapter of her life into something meaningful, something that could help others. Managing the autoimmune disorder became a new part of Carly's routine. There were good days, days when she felt like herself again, light, free, and hopeful. But there were also bad days when the fatigue felt like an uninvited guest that refused to leave. Yet through it all, Carly remained resilient. She learned to listen to her body in ways she never had before. She embraced mindfulness, meditation, and a holistic approach to health, while still following the medical treatments prescribed by her doctors. As she stood in front of the mirror one evening, brushing her hair after an exhausting day, she looked at her reflection and smiled. The woman staring back at her wasn't just a former reality TV star. She was a fighter, a mother, a woman who had faced down her fears and found a way through the darkness. Carly knew that her health journey was far from over. The road ahead would be long, and there would be moments when the weight of it all would feel too heavy to carry. But she also knew that she wasn't walking that path alone. She had her family, her friends, her followers, and most importantly, herself. And with every step forward, Carly Waddell was proving that no matter the challenge, she had the strength to face it head on, and that even in the toughest of battles, there was always hope.